And welcome to a special, completely informal minisode of the Oddity Archive. So informal that I don't even have a cute opening line for this one. But anyway, in all the years that I've been covering laserdiscs on Archive, there's been an experiment that I've wanted to conduct. And this is 100% true. This is not an urban legend, and I am certainly not the first person to do this. But in the early days of Laserdiscs, back when it was still MCA Discovision, so we're talking 1978 to 81 here, the notion of the so-called dead side hadn't truly occurred to anyone yet. But for the uninitiated, let me give a little background here. Of course, the vast majority of laserdiscs have two regular layers, one for each side of the disc. And even if a program only takes up one side, you've still got a full-on shiny two-sided disc. But starting around 81 or so, if you stuck the supposedly dead side of a laserdisc in a machine, you'd still be greeted by a mini program of sorts, usually a still image of some sort, and it would tell you something to the effect of, only the other side of the disc contains proper program material, please turn the disc over, you get the idea. But anyway, getting back into Discovision territory, prior to this development, and actually for quite a while after, come to think of it, some manufacturers, I shouldn't just say they, some manufacturers would use just a plain layer of plastic, acrylic, whatever, for that second layer. And if they happen to use a clear piece of plastic, you can actually see the glue that's holding it together. And hopefully my camcorder is picking this up, but it kind of looks like the disc is growing sandpaper. But it's not abrasive, it's still smooth, but it's just plain plastic. There is no data here at all. But anyway, back on these discs, most commonly they would take factory rejects or sometimes stuff that had its release canceled for legal reasons, and that would be the B side of your disc. But to keep everyone from getting a free, at least partial show out of the deal, they would coat these sides in a lacquer. So let me grab that. So this is a lacquer-coated dead side. And to put it in perspective, if I flip it over to the play side, it's nice and shiny, although it's got a little green slime syndrome starting. So lacquer coated, kind of frosted looking, and then the nice clear play side. So you can get that lacquer off with rubbing alcohol, and you can uncover that mystery side. And sometimes people have found some really cool stuff on those dead sides, like industrial films or the ever-elusive original Discovision video manual, which is what I'm hoping to find someday. But anyway, I've managed to cobble together 4 of those original Discovision titles with the lacquer-coated dead sides. However, some enterprising geek has already gotten to 3 of these. So this tennis disc has part of the movie Jaws on it. And we've got this 3-disc midway set here. The final disc is one-sided. And the dead side has part of the Marx Brothers, I believe, Animal Crackers on it. And the third one, somebody totally half-assed it on this Tom Sawyer disc. And they only got some of the lacquer off. And it's not readable at the moment, and I'm not sure if I can make it readable, but I will take a crack at this one. And then you already saw the proper lacquer-coated one, and I think I've just interested some of my viewers. Anyway, let's take a cut here, and I'll clean off, I guess, that Tom Sawyer disc in real time. And, because somebody's already fooled with it, so if it's already screwed up, it's already screwed up. But then I'll give a little montage of cleaning off the other disc, and then via a direct feed to my laptop, we'll take a look at what my hopefully 2 mystery dead sides contain, assuming I can play them. But if all else fails, I'll run a little bit of these 2 where they've already been exposed, just so you know what they're like. Alright, here's the Tom Sawyer disc, and I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick this up too well, but there are still some definite clouds going on here. So if I flip it over, the play side is a bit more clear, but it's real streaky and cloudy, and so I'm going to give this a shot for my first time. And I thought it was kind of interesting that this has a much bigger outer edge and a slightly uneven one compared to the play side. So given that it has all the hallmarks of a disc with something on it, I am going to try and clear it off, but I make no guarantees that there is actually something here. So I'm sure I'll have to dust this off, because all I've got are towels and all, but I've got plenty of cleaning supplies here. So I got some 91% isopropyl alcohol here, and just a normal old rag, and I'm going to try and keep this off of the edges and anywhere that it might cause a problem. Let me try and zoom in a little more here, and of course my damn shutters are in the way, but this is kind of the only spot I have to do this. So I'm just going to rub at it within the bounds. And again, I know my camcorder isn't really doing a lot, but I am getting some of the cloud out of this. And I think, since I don't know much about lacquer, I'm going to try and use a different bit of the rag each time. And this will get really boring after a while, so yeah, I think you'll just this will become a montage real soon here. Yeah, there's a definite cloud here. Again, I don't think the camera's picking it up too well. Can't seem to find a good angle for it. But just take my word for it, I am getting stuff up here. So yeah, future Benny Boy self, when you're editing this, go ahead and kick it into the montage mode at this point, because you're not going to get anything new here. And it's still pretty cloudy, actually. I may have to try and take a little plastic polish to this. Actually, I think I will do that. Well, I know it doesn't look like the camcorder is picking up much of it, but I kind of feel like I haven't done all that much better a job than anyone else. So I may work a little more on this off camera, but there's one, and well, let me do a montage for the second disc, and that should be a lot more visible.
the most important chapters in my book is the one on what to do with the kids during summer vacation. Well, whatever you do, get them out of the house. Go to the mountains, go to the beach, go anywhere, but go, or you're gonna go nuts.
Try that runner again with it. All left. Good. Once again now.
Quit. There it is.
What do you say, Chief?
The barrel is up. It's right in the stern.
And now, friends, Signore Dele will oblige us at the piano. Signore Dele.
Signor Ravelli's first selection will be Somewhere My Love Lies Sleeping with a Male Chorus.
Strange, very strange.
Good heavens, Hosmer, what will we do?
I don't know until we see the professor.
Most people prefer a light scent, perhaps lemon juice, or essence of mint or cloves. Place the oil close to the massage area, so you won't have to break contact with your partner once you begin.